Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian Dean from QuickSprout, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get more traction from your social media profile. So your first step is to make sure that your social media profile looks nice. And while this may sound straightforward, there are a lot of profiles on the web that have pictures that are out of focus or blurry or just don't look good. So you wanna use this Facebook profile at QuickSprout as a guide because it's very nice in terms of its color scheme and it has a clear picture of Neil. And it's the same situation at Neil's Twitter profile, right? It has a really nice, attractive color scheme that matches his site and also a clear picture of him. Because if people see that your social profile is kind of poorly done or slapped together, it reflects poorly on you and they may think, well, how does this reflect the rest of their work? So you want to make sure that it looks nice. So you want to hire a professional designer to create these elements like your cover for your Facebook and Twitter and other social media profiles. So once you have your social media profiles all set up, your next step is to add social sharing buttons to your site for several different social media networks. So the best way to do that is to head over to addthis.com, create an account, and then when you're logged in, hover over Get the Code and click on Sharing Buttons. And what's nice about Add This is that it gives you a code that you can easily copy and paste on your site to show social sharing buttons for different social media networks. And it doesn't matter if your site runs on WordPress or Joomla or Drupal or it's a custom job, you can use the same code and it makes a nice, attractive set of social sharing buttons. Now, by default, Add This shows Facebook likes, tweets, and pins. So if you want to add more social networks, so if you have your user base that uses LinkedIn a lot, what you'd want to do is click on Disable and select your own buttons. And you can either remove a social media network, so if your target audience isn't interested in Pinterest, you could just drag it over here. And if they use LinkedIn, you could just drag it over here, okay? And they have hundreds of services that you can include. So if there is a particular social media network that your target demographic uses often, you can just simply drag it over there. And once it's ready, you can copy this code and paste it into your site. Now, that's how to use this if you want to adjust the code of your website. But if you're using WordPress, there's of course a plugin you can use to use this within your WordPress dashboard. To do that, head over to your WordPress dashboard, hover over Plugins and click on Add New. And then you want to search for Add This Share and click on Search Plugins. And you want to install the first result called Share Buttons by Add This. And once this is installed, hover over Settings and click on Add This Share. And you can make the same modifications that I just showed you. So if you wanted certain social media sharing buttons on your site, you'd click on Disable and select your own. And you could select and deselect by dragging them to the left or the right. And this is the top sharing tool. So this will show social sharing buttons at the top of your post. So if you don't want this, you can just click here and it'll just show them on the bottom. And when everything's all set, scroll to the bottom, click on Save Changes. And now when you go to check out one of your posts, you'll notice that there are now social sharing buttons at the bottom. So people are going to be much more likely to share your content on the social media networks that you're active in if you include those buttons here. Once you've added social media sharing buttons to your site for the social networks that your target audience uses most, your next step is to optimize your social media profiles for search. So what you want to do is strategically add keywords to your social media profile because this will help enhance your search visibility both in Google and within the social media network. For example, at Backlinko's Twitter profile, I've included keywords that people would use when they're searching for blogs and people related to what I tend to write about. And to do the same thing for your Twitter profile, click on the little gear button and click on Edit Profile. Then scroll down to the bio section and sprinkle in some keywords into your bio. So it doesn't have to be only keywords like this. If you want to have more of a narrative bio, you can just sprinkle keywords into your bio. So if you were targeting keywords like fitness, weight loss, and strength training, you could have something like Joe is a fitness expert behind fitnesstips.com where he talks about strength training and weight loss. And you can do the same thing at Pinterest. So log into your Pinterest account, click on the little pencil icon and include some keywords in your About You section. When that looks good, click on Save Profile and you now have a search optimized Pinterest profile. And you can use this same process at other social media sites that your target audience is active on, like LinkedIn and Google+. Another strategy to enhance your presence on social media is to look for people that share your content and then thank them by name. So if you use a service like Mention.net, it'll tell you when they find people that share your content. And what you want to do is actually reply and thank them by name. And that little thing actually makes a huge difference for that person that's sharing your content. And that means they're more likely to share your content in the future and maybe even link to your site. So if you don't use mention, you could do the same thing at most social media sites just by searching for your brand name and then looking at the results. And then when you see that someone shared something, just click reply, and you could put something like, thanks, Gareth, because it shows that person's name. It's a little thing, but it does make a big difference to the person that shared your content, because it shows you're not just someone who generically said thanks, you actually are thanking them personally. And you can do the same thing at Google+. So log into your Google+ account and then search for your brand name. Click on Google+ Posts and look for people that have shared your content. And when you find someone that shared it, you want to reply by clicking add a comment and then including their name by saying thanks. Plus, choose them from the list and they'll be notified that they've been mentioned on Google+, and they'll see that you commented using their name. Finally, you want to check to make sure your site is social media optimized. So to do that, just Google Noem SMO, and what this does, it'll bring up a tool called the Noem Social Media Optimization Tool, and click on the first result. And then you want to put in the URL of, let's say, a blog post or your homepage or a page on your site, and then click on check it. And this will show you which social media optimization tags you have in your site, like the Open Graph Protocol, Twitter card info, or Google+ authorship. And if you're trying to optimize your site for a particular social network like LinkedIn, you can click on the tab and see how well you're doing with that social network. So that's all there is to enhancing your social media presence online. As long as you have social media profiles that are visually attractive and optimized for search, and you participate on social media sites by referring to people by name, and include social sharing buttons that people in your target audience tend to use, you'll be going a long way to getting more traffic and brand awareness from social media.